Ooh. So today it's Sunday, August 10th, and XRP is looking around 318. It's around the 320 to 330 range. But today is not talk about. Let's not talk about that. So everyone's watching the charts, but real signal is what's happening at the Fed. When interest rates drop, it's not just the stock market that moves. The right crypto projects will explode. And XRP, I think, is going to be one of the first in line, for that to happen. Hopefully you guys aren't shaking too much. This table's a little wobbly, but let's talk about 3 points. We'll get into kind of like what the Fed is hinting at lowering rates and what that really means for us from a macroeconomics perspective. And then we'll get into why XRP could be the first in line for capital flows. And then we'll talk a little bit about how to position yourself without chasing that hype, kind of around like the 90-day, plan around some of that, and then what else rate cuts can actually provide us. Is that right? Days. Okay, yeah, that's all right. Sorry, I had my points all lined up, but kind of threw me off because I was trying to look at some of the charts to see how everything's doing today. But I'll probably be looking here, make sure that support is still sitting around I want to say like $3 is usually like the point where I want to start copying up some more. So I think that's still going to be the plan. I don't want to deviate from that plan, and then make sure that, for at least my short plays, right? I'm all out of it. I'm just sitting and chilling, kind of waiting to see how it goes. So if it hits $3, if it dips even more down, then I'm going to go in. But if not, then I'm just going to load up on my long positions as well too, because that means that support's pretty good, right? If it dips down, then it's breaking the next leg down. All right, so point number one, the hint, or the Feds they're hinting lower rates right now. So what does that really mean? That means cheaper money, higher liquidity, and then people just want to take more risk, like myself. And so at the end of the day, we're able to go borrow some more money at a lower interest rate. People do a lot of their home refinances, and then they're just able to borrow some more, and more businesses will get started up as well too, because people are going to cobble all the opportunity there. And then there's risk on markets historically see crypto move before stocks because traders front run the liquidity wave. And then we've got the XRP benefits here because it has infrastructure adoption narratives and not just a moon hype. So those are some of the pieces around the Fed on hinting on lower rates and what that really means. So just trying to understand the macro policy changes and then how that directly signals for crypto positioning, not just something that Wall Street cares about. It's everyone, but hey, Wall Street bets. Let's go, guys. So point number two, why XRP could be in the first line for capital flows. So Fedwire connections with the ISO 022 alignment and the institutional grade rails. And then you've got your Bloomberg analysts, saying that 90% chance for approvals for the ETFs. Like, that's going to be awesome. I think like the spot ETFs are going to provide a lot of value. So once that launches, there's going to be lower rates to be able to borrow money, and a lot of people are going to be able to get into that. Same thing with, like you got a lot of your options, that will inflow, and institutions are going to be looking to both yield, some of those returns, and then the utility around that. Some pretty sick stuff. Like if all of this, when it does get all approved, I'm going to use it. Comment below if you guys are going to use it or not. And we've got a lot of the macro tailwinds, between utility coins lining up. There's outsized returns that are following like the 2017 flow with the 38,000% gain. Like this just patterns are tying up all together. If you didn't watch my other video, I'll link it up top, so that way you guys can check that video out. But I'm trying to just showcase that and recognize that utility and timing are a rare combo. So that's what smart money moves on before the headlines. So I'm trying to get ahead of that, right? And then point number 3, we've got in the next 30 days, it's really critical for you to maintain like your position, right? That's what I'm doing. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Just some Asian dude sitting down trying to drink coffee with you guys, talking about preparing for the next 90 days is going to be crucial. So you've got your Fed policy updates, expecting the upcoming FOMC meetings that could trigger like a sentiment shift. That's where we're waiting on, right? So just make sure you have your stop losses. If you're trading long term, just make sure that you're watching and listening to the news, preparing for your returns, right? And then also like just trying to educate yourself. We've got several bills that passed. We've got the clearing of the legal and regulatory pathways for all the crypto ETFs, 401k, crypto retirements. That's solid. My other video I talked about that. And then you've got all of your historical patterns, post policy easing, and then crypto market front runs, with the sharp 30 to 90 day rallies. Like that's guaranteed, like that usually happens, right? It's almost guaranteed. Nothing's ever 100%, right? If all of this lines up, then we're setting up for an explosive opportunity, for real adoption and narratives like XRP. Yeah, so just prepare for what's to come. The next 90 days can really define like what's going to happen within the whole market. So just make sure that you're ready for that. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. Let me know your questions. And yeah, I'm thinking about coming up with some additional guides as well too. I don't know what format it's going to be, but just let me know what you guys think about that. Just kind of like a 101 crypto guide and investing and just the long-term type of mindset, and then some disciplines around that. So if you guys have any interest and if you have any ideas around how you want to see that, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll reach out to you guys and we'll see what else I can come up for you. I also know that there was a ton of requests, for like cold wallet videos and just how-tos and some recommendations. So I'll come up with that here soon. Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 videos, I'll have that, and then I'll just post it up in the community tab. So you guys be on the watch out for that. All right, guys, catch you later. If you like this type of video, please like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button. All right, later, guys.